That was way better.
So much better. Wow. Hey, welcome to BodyPlus. I'm Dr. Zoë Fasoulakis, and I'm joined by my co-host, Dr. Oliver Sanchez. We are both chiropractors here in Vancouver, BC, and this is the show where we break down everything to do with your body: movement, injury, performance, recovery, and anything in between. We keep things real, practical, and easy to understand. Just honest conversations and clear answers. This is BodyPlus. No more, move better.
All right, so today we're going to be talking about FIFA to follow up on the previous episode that we had. So it's been really good FIFA so far here in Vancouver.
It's been excellent, I think.
Yeah, very exciting. A lot of energy here in the city, which has been great.
It's super fun.
Yes, definitely better than I think a lot of us anticipated, right?
I think so. I wasn't expecting the city to be so alive and everyone to really, I guess, buy into the World Cup, but it's been really good. Yeah,
I think what everybody's been saying is how electric everything's been. All the different fan festivals have been fantastic. Granville Street's been like crazy out there.
Crazy busy.
I haven't made it out there, but I hear it's very exciting.
I was down there for one, so yeah, I've seen it be busy and crazy. Yeah, and I think too, even like amongst other host cities, I think Vancouver's been rated as like one of the best ones.
Well, I think they got rated like the best.
The best,
yes, before it even happened. So not surprising, to be honest, just due to a lot of the different things that Vancouver has. Like for one, the stadium's downtown compared to a lot of the other cities, so it's very accessible through transit. You can take bikes, you can do lots of different things to get there. Lots of bars, restaurants in the area as well.
And walking distance as well.
Yeah, so a lot of people have kind of said how good that's been, which has been really nice. And then also you have like the ocean, the mountains, like everything in between.
The weather's been so beautiful too. Like Vancouver on a nice sunny day, you can't really beat it, to be honest.
No, it's very hard to beat Vancouver when it's like that. And even watching like the TSN
I was gonna say
kind of broadcast there at Jackal Plaza was amazing. Like just to see
the nice background of the ocean and then the mountains. It was
it's pretty hard to beat that.
I know.
Yeah,
it's so
pretty incredible. So really nice. So yeah, I think what we're gonna do is review some of the stuff that we had talked about in the previous podcasts, which we actually filmed like a month and a half before the World Cup actually started.
Yeah, quite a little bit beforehand.
Yes. So that was pretty interesting, and we definitely got some hate along the way from some of the things that we said.
I guess some controversial things. some people have strong opinions on stuff.
Yes, but overall, I think we did pretty good in our predictions and kind of how everything went.
I think so.
Yeah, so we've done a pretty good job.
I think too, we like kind of predicted how we thought Canada would do, and we were bang on, right?
Okay, so let's start there.
Okay.
Let's start from the predictions, because we said that Canada would tie Bosnia.
Yep, tie Bosnia.
Beat Qatar and lose to Switzerland.
Yeah.
Which is exactly what happened and how it played out.
Yeah, we were 3 for 3.
Yes, we said that they would move on with that record. And it worked out really well for Canada and for us.
Yeah. I think overall, like we predicted kind of what we thought.
Yes.
And they did really great. I thought they actually had a pretty good group stage, all things considering. You even said too, players to watch out for.
Jonathan David
came in hot and got our goals for us. So that was like awesome too.
That was really good.
I think one thing we were hoping to see Davies play maybe a little bit more, but we didn't know the extent of...
We didn't know the extent of the injury and how it was going to be. And, I think we discussed about that on the previous episode, that hamstrings can be quite finicky. Sometimes they do well, and then sometimes they start to act up and they just don't allow you to perform the way you want, and you can't play.
Yeah. And I think his like kind of World Cup journey kind of showcased that, right? Like some people can think, oh, it's just a hamstring, right? It's just a muscle strain. But hamstrings are tough. Like they're not the same as other muscle groups, and you don't come back into play as quickly.
No.
And he's, I think a big part too, his speed is huge in his style of play.
He's super explosive, so not being able to explode is very difficult.
Yeah, you need that hamstring functioning, and like it's very common in soccer as well. It can take a while to recover from, and you just kind of have to take it day by day.
Yeah, and that's all you can do.
Yeah, obviously we wished we got to see him more.
Absolutely.
He did I feel like he was a key player though, even in the 15 minutes that he got to play.
Yeah, it was only about 15 minutes altogether, but he did really well in that time. He looked really good, and he was a magnet, right? He pulled people to his side and was able to open things up for everybody else. So
I feel like there's definitely like a momentum change, and you could see like a bit more offensive power. But no, I feel like otherwise we did really well with our group stage predictions too.
Group stage was pretty good.
Yeah.
And then afterwards we said we didn't know how the knockout stage would go.
Said it would be tough.
It would be tough. That's exactly what we said, and it was tough. It was interesting to get South Africa. That was pretty unexpected.
Yeah, I think
I didn't think they were going to get South Africa.
No, I was a little worried. I
was kind of expecting Korea definitely to come through.
Yeah, and I think that would have been a different game for sure.
Yes, definitely completely different than what they they got from South
who
Africa.
they got. And yeah, like to be honest, I wasn't sure. I was expecting good chance to get out of the group.
Yep.
Once there was a knockout round, I really didn't know how it was going to go, and I don't think I was thinking that they were going to win, just because you never know who you might get matched up against.
Exactly.
So the fact that they even got past that, I was like thrilled. It was awesome. I think they played good against South Africa.
They played really well. Yeah. So it was a good game, and they got the result that they wanted, and we all wanted. So that was really good. Very exciting. I was definitely cheering quite a bit, and very excited. So that was great. And then Morocco.
Then they got Morocco in the
That's a tough team.
round of 16. Yeah, Morocco. I think Morocco was ranked 6th in the world coming in.
Were they 6th at that time?
I think I heard that. Don't quote me, everyone.
Yes.
Not going to get in trouble. But I think I heard that they were I think for sure a top 10 team coming into the World Cup. So that's like a
because they made the semifinal last World Cup.
Yes, they did.
Right?
Yeah.
So that makes sense. That they
makes sense, and they're a good team. Morocco's quite strong.
Oh yeah, they're a very good team. They move the ball well. They're fast. So.
And then I wasn't able to watch all of that Canada game because I was busy with some patients. But from my understanding is they put up a really good...
the first half was incredible. Like they had lots of opportunities to actually go ahead. Just, no finishes on that end. So that made it tough. And I thought they were actually going to do well because when they played them at the last World Cup, we lost 2-1, I think.
Yeah, it was a pretty
close game. Yeah.
Able to score some goals against them.
Exactly.
So I know I was kind of for a round of 16, this isn't a bad team to be matched up against.
No,
based on
I was pretty optimistic thinking that they could potentially win the game.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I guess it didn't happen. But
I think the score 3-0 doesn't really reflect the game properly.
No.
I don't think it was they got destroyed and lost 3-0.
No, I think they just got opened up in the second half.
Yeah, and it happens, and it's tough. And Canada we weren't at full strength really.
No.
The whole tournament we didn't have Davies as a key player, and then Koné got injured.
Yes. Flores was out right before the World.
He was also out. So I feel like we had some.
So on paper, we were actually a pretty good team. It's just that with all the injuries, they weren't able to kind of all go and
do all that. And I think though, there's some things to work on, for sure. But I tell everyone, I know a lot of people who may not watch soccer as much, and they were getting into it, and they're like, oh, we're so sad, we're so disappointed they lost. And I was like, no, Canada did really great. We should be so happy and so proud of how they did. And
they definitely exceeded our expectations.
Yeah.
For sure.
They definitely did. And I don't think, maybe you can be upset, oh, I wish they scored a goal when they should have in that last game. But I feel like they left everything out there and the whole tournament, right? You can't look back on it really with too many regrets.
No, absolutely not. They got a lot of first win.
Yeah, first win.
Yeah.
So
first win, and then first win in Canada, on home soil.
Make it out of the group.
Make it out of the group. So they did really well.
Yeah. I was able to be at that first win game, which was really cool.
Yeah, so tell us about your experience. How was it being at the Qatar game?
Yeah, so I was able to get some last minute tickets to watch them play against Qatar because I had major FOMO after the Bosnia game. Was rummaging around on Facebook Marketplace, but it was electric. Yeah, I sent some videos to you, so I got to do really great about all the marches that we had in the city. So just I don't know how far, maybe a kilometer away from the stadium.
And it's just a couple blocks from us. So the start, for a lot of people that don't know, is the march starts right down the street from us. So very close, and it was really exciting to see.
Yeah, super close to us. So then I joined that, and then you got to be with all the fans and cheering and chanting, and there's so many of you. Yeah. The sea of red, it was so cool. And then getting into the stadium, and pretty much the stadium was not quiet for the whole match. It was.
I can't imagine.
So loud. I've gone to the stadium to watch the Whitecaps play. I was there for the Women's World Cup too, actually.
Yeah, I went to a couple of the Women's World Cup games.
And obviously great environment for the Women's World Cup, but this I think was on a whole other level in energy. Oh, yeah. And then I saw 6 goals too, which was pretty great.
Yes, it was a good return on your money.
Good return on that. They played well. Obviously was there when the injury happened too, which kind of, for sure, the whole stadium felt a little damp, the energy, and then they kind of picked up morale a bit. But it was awesome. Totally recommend if you can. And that's a really great bucket list thing for me.
You're definitely not going off for sure.
World Cup game in a hometown, really cool. So
I unfortunately didn't make it. So it was just tough.
But you got to join the march.
I did the march. Yeah. So for the Switzerland game, I kind of joined the march, and that was fantastic because I think there was way more people at the second march than there was the first one.
I think so too. It was huge.
It was massive. There was a lot of people, great energy. Everybody was really excited. The chants were amazing, so it was really good. I just didn't have tickets, so I didn't go in the game. But
they were skyrocketing at that point.
At that point, they were really expensive. I was checking, just as I was in the march, hoping to maybe get one ticket, but it was $12,000 to $1,500
easily.
And I was like,
Yeah.
that's
And
not
like
going
a
to work for
week
me.
before that, I think that game was like $600, which still a decent amount of money, but a little bit more reasonable than $1,500. Yeah.
And they did pretty good in that game. It wasn't too bad.
No,
like a 2-1, you know, they gave it a good run.
I mean,
but Switzerland's a tough team.
Switzerland's in a quarterfinal.
Yeah. So they're obviously quite good.
Yeah, they're playing Argentina.
Yeah.
No, they're very composed. I think that's a good word to describe Switzerland, I thought. Composed, very organized.
Yeah. So, yeah, they did good. So let's touch back on the injuries, because Koné got injured during that game that you were at.
Yeah.
So I wanted to ask you, have you seen that injury in all your years of playing with any of your teammates or anybody else, opponents that you've kind of encountered?
How the injury happened, like the tackle itself, no.
Okay.
I have had a teammate break their tibia, though, from a tackle.
Was his tibia or Tib-Fib or just
for
tibia? For
Koné? Koné was Tib-Fib. I'm pretty sure it says that online.
Yeah.
Like, that's what I understood. It was both. But yeah, my teammate had a
tibial fracture.
Tibial fracture. So she just got really hard kicked.
Taken out.
And like through the shin guard. And yeah, like it's funny. You don't think it's broken, like weirdly. Hers wasn't like deformed or you didn't see
or
it.
anything like that.
But yeah, you're kind of like, okay.
But the shin pad can kind of protect it too, like hold it in place.
I think that's partly it. But yeah, and then she had to go for that. But no, I've never seen a Tib-Fib fracture, kind of the same mechanism that he had too.
Yeah, that was an interesting way to get it done.
Yeah.
It was almost like a sweep from behind. It was like Karate Kid, like sweep the leg situation.
I know. I really feel like that same situation could have happened and it wouldn't have resulted in that same injury, right?
No, it was kind of interesting. Yeah, because for me, in one of our games, our goalie actually did his Tib-Fib as well.
Oh, really? Okay.
But that one was a different mechanism. So basically, the defender and the striker ran into him while he was going for the ball. So he was going forward and they were going into him. And then we just heard him screaming when he went down.
Got like two people contact then.
Yeah, so then we had to call the ambulance to come get him. And yeah, definitely Tib-Fib, had some surgery.
Did you see it too? Like, was it as noticeable?
I went over and checked it out, but it wasn't that bad because I think the shin pad was kind of like holding it in place and where he had fractured it. So you couldn't see it as bad. He was in a lot of pain for sure, but you couldn't see the actual fracture itself. We just stabilized it for him, got him ready till the ambulance came and got him, and then he got surgery right away. So it worked out pretty well.
Yeah, I mean, Koné got in pretty quick too.
Oh yeah, they got him in quite fast, which is a good thing.
And yeah, he's like, he's going to get good recovery process, and he's with the best of the best for that.
He's going to do really well with that.
But yeah, I think that was a bit of just sort of like really poor timing, like a lot of factors to result in the fracture that all happened at once. Because you're right, like it was, I think my understanding was like he was planted and then he got swept. And so with the plant and the body weight going one way and then the sweep coming the other, is sheared, right? And like what we know about like our long bones, they're much better with like force up and down, not side to side or like rotation like that. That's kind of like what I envision happened there.
Yeah, more than likely.
Yeah, that's what I understood at least, was that sort
of. But his actually looked deformed. Like you could see it in the video. It did not look good. Could you see it in the stadium, or did you have no clue when
I
you saw
couldn't see where I was because like it was almost like vertically in front of me. Like I was behind
were you on the opposite side of the field or the same side?
He was pretty much, his injury happened like halfway line.
Okay.
But I was like behind the net, so I was like in the same path. But like all it was is like I didn't even notice the tackle because it looked so like nothing in a way.
On TV, they look nasty.
But all of a sudden, it was like the teammates. I think one of the center midfielders for Canada, he like ran over and was like screaming at the bench, I think to get the medical staff on, because they all saw it like from the field. And then like actually when I saw them all surrounding him, I was worried that he might have been having a cardiac event, like other like
like they've had in other World Cups
or like other soccer events. Like,
because that was the guy from Denmark.
I think it was Denmark. I'm not for sure, but yeah, that happened where he had a cardiac event, and that's what I first thought was going on, just because it didn't look like anything crazy for a hit, but I didn't have the best view.
Yeah, on TV they showed it initially and then they stopped because they were like,
I think on TV they all got a much better view of that, and I think his shin guard was a little bit higher than the break, which is why we could see it more. Like I think that's also partly it.
Yeah, so it was interesting.
Yeah, that was a big one though. Like that was rough and like obviously really sad for him.
So probably the biggest injury of the tournament so far.
I would say so. I think his like biggest, probably most visually gruesome,
Yeah,
but there's been a few other ones.
Okay. Because we talked about some of the injuries that happened
Yeah.
that are common in soccer.
Yeah.
And I think almost every single one has happened during the World Cup.
Pretty much, yeah.
Which is kind of normal. It's
Yeah.
kind of expected.
Like we were talking about before, is like there's very common injuries in soccer.
Yeah.
We kind of highlighted them and stuff, and like now, you can see like even this happens at the professional level, at the highest level, and the highest stage.
Well,
and
the speeds that they're going at is pretty crazy.
Yeah, the speeds. I mean, they're all playing so intensely. A lot of them too are coming off of intense regular seasons without a lot of breaks. So like that overuse injuries are also something that can be a factor too.
And those ones are like the hamstrings, the calf strains.
Calf strains. I think someone has like a groin, like that's happening too. I believe maybe.
Was that Nico?
Yeah, I think on Spain.
Yeah, Spain.
Yeah, I think he's like suffering with like a groin, which probably makes sense there.
What did he have that before like the tournament, going into the tournament?
I don't remember that. Do you know?
I think they said that he had it leading, and that's why he was limited in coming off the bench. But again, could be wrong. Again, don't hold us to it. Don't hate us if we got it wrong. But
yeah, which regardless, so it makes sense. He had it previous, like probably from season, an overuse sort of thing, carrying over into the World Cup, and you're just trying to manage your minutes and get the most out of your playing time as you can.
Because Neymar's calf was definitely a carryover from the season.
Yeah, Neymar.
He's trying to get back in shape and get onto the team. So
yeah, he was pushing probably too.
Yeah, and he's not a young man anymore.
No.
And he's had a lot of injuries.
I know.
I think we had the ACL as well.
Yeah, he's on ACL. He broke his back.
Yeah.
That
he's quite a few injuries.
Yeah, it's hard too when you have those big ones, like your recovery, etc. As you get older, it's tough. Yeah, so those are some big ones there. We mentioned like the deltoid ligament.
Yeah, we talked about the deltoid ligament. That one definitely happens. I know some people said it's not as common in the comments, but it does happen. And yeah, who was that? The person that got the deltoid ligament, was that the German player? I think. Yeah, I forget his name. I'm not good with the German names. That's the tough one for me. Not good with all the
names, but yeah, and like we were just even discussing too, it's like with soccer, yes, of course, the outside of the foot rolling makes more sense, or lateral.
That happens a lot, but in any sport, right? Basketball, volleyball, pretty much anything, you get a lot of rolls to the
tennis would be huge with that too.
Exactly.
But like, why deltoid ligaments a bit higher in soccer is because you're getting a lot more like kicks from the outside.
Yeah, people stepping on your foot from the outside.
Slide tackles.
Oh, the slide tackles are tough.
Big ones. And then there was also an ACL.
Yes.
Yeah, that was with Belgium.
Yes.
So that was another one too, and like kind of your classic ACL mechanism of no contact, pivot, twist.
There it goes. Pop.
Yeah, if you looked at it slow-mo, you definitely saw it.
Yeah.
I was like, ouch, poor knee.
We've been there.
We've been there, the memories.
Me too many times, but.
Yeah, you have too many. Mine's just at least one. Yeah. But yeah, I feel like most of the common ones, and then
I think we covered everything in the initial episode, so we got a lot of different injuries, and they kind of all came up there. Not unexpected. You know, we've seen a lot of this over the years, and we kind of know what's going to come, what's going to happen.
Yeah, you get used to what you see, and you kind of know the sort of risk factors and the patterns. There was that kind of, I want to say funny but unexpected injury for the English player.
That was a good one. Was that Jordan Henderson?
Henderson, yeah.
Yeah, that was, it's tough.
He was celebrating too hard. He was too excited for their big win against Mexico.
Yeah, I saw a lot of people joking that he got the yellow card. And he hadn't played a minute, right?
No minutes played, I don't think.
And then out with injury.
Stretchered off the field.
Yeah, that was wild.
It looked quite painful though. Like,
but he just like missed the sign. Yeah. Like he just
tried
completely
to jump
over, and you got to hold the sign first before you jump.
I know, get your balance going.
Yeah.
Like I said, I think that game was probably like insane, electric for them.
It was a crazy game. Yeah.
I
think that's the best game of the World Cup.
Yeah, and I also didn't get to watch that.
Where were you for that?
So I will tell everyone about this, and if my godbrother listens, sorry, godbrother. So we had a family barbecue with my godbrother and his mother, and we went over. It was like backyard thing, and it was at 5:00. And me and my brother, my dad were like, "Oh, that's fine. We'll definitely be able to watch the game." We found out the game was delayed by an hour. Like, yes, we can watch in an hour. We can have socializing. We're sitting down, and then he's like, "Oh," my godbrother was like, "Oh, like I PVR'd the game," which is hint, hint. We're not watching. And my brother and I look at each other. We're like, oh, okay. So yeah, we didn't get to watch.
PVR means he's going to watch it.
Yeah,
but what about you? You didn't get to see it.
No. And so then my dad was like, okay, to me, can you put the live score on my phone so we can keep track? So I did. So my dad then was updating us.
Yeah.
And then we look at my godbrother and be like, sorry, not sorry. Like we're ruining the game for you because we can't watch it now. So we're all annoying. So yeah, I didn't get to watch it because of that.
Yeah, I'd say that was probably the best World Cup
I know.
game so far, and I think like one of the best World Cup games I've ever seen. Like it was pretty phenomenal.
Yeah, everyone's saying that's probably going down like as one of the like the most memorable ones in like generations. It had a
instant
little
classic for sure.
A bit of everything, right? Like you had good score, like you're in this amazing stadium, the fans, the conditions, it's the English. They're always like, you know, there's always some stuff there. Red card, comebacks, like
penalty shots,
penalties.
It's a bit of everything. It was wild. Like the back and forth was incredible.
I know.
Lots of movement.
Yeah, I'm pretty disappointed.
Like Mexico could have scored early on.
Yeah.
And then England came right back, scored a couple goals right away.
And I think like a lot of the fans like were cheering for both. Like obviously you have your English fans that are like super like hardcore, but the Mexico fans also are pretty intense.
Oh yeah, they were representing for sure.
Like 80,000 Mexican fans there. Like I can only imagine. Harry Kane lost his voice at the end.
Oh yeah, it was intense. It was good. I was on my Peloton during the entire game. And so I'm riding, and when I finished the game, I looked at the metrics that they have on the Peloton, and every time you would just see it go up, down. It was like spiking like crazy. I
feel like that would be really intense to be Pelotoning too and be like, oh my God, like what's going on? So
it was really exciting. I was like, wow, this is great.
Yeah, so I was sad. I guess family time is important too. Soccer is not life. It is a little bit, but it's not always just life.
It's tough.
I'm disappointed in that, but no, that was a crazy game too.
Yeah, so it was good.
Yeah, and then I think otherwise, no other major injuries I can think about.
I think it's been pretty good. Just the hamstrings, calves,
big groin, ankles,
kind of the usual stuff that you kind of expect to see in soccer.
And then 2 unexpected breaks, one on field, one off field.
Yeah.
I didn't hear anything about concussions or.
So far, I haven't heard anything. I've seen that they've taken some like pauses for concussion checks, which is fantastic because again, we talked about how in our time, at least my time, there was nothing.
I feel like
for concussions.
It was way worse.
Yeah.
Yes.
And like your monitoring was so.
Yeah, I would say it was like okay.
Yeah.
Like in early, more competitive days.
Yeah.
Definitely not there.
Yes.
Like definitely played through probably one.
And there's been lots of games where you see guys knocking their heads together, but so far it's been pretty good.
Yeah.
I haven't heard of anybody getting taken out for like a following game with concussion, so that's been good.
Yeah, probably more awareness. I think their protocols are pretty good for like assessment with that.
Yeah.
I was looking up some substitution rules today, and like even if you have like a concussion substitution, you don't have to lose a sub in regular.
Which is great.
Yeah, that's really good for like not encouraging people to sort of like tough it out or like coaches not wanting to take you out sort of.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense.
No.
If they're not doing well, you got to get them out of the game. Kind of go from there.
Yeah, but no, the injuries, pretty standard. They got good care over there too, so they're in the good hands.
Absolutely. Yeah. And then let's touch on the Ronaldo, Messi stuff. We got a lot of comments on those for sure. A lot of hate getting thrown your way for being a Ronaldo fan.
I will say my algorithm is filled with Ronaldo versus Messi debates. And the internet likes to say that the Ronaldo fans are a lot more loud and vocal.
Okay.
Our fans were the opposite. I will say the Messi fans were the ones being more vocal and loud towards me.
Oh, yes. They were very vocal towards you.
Yeah.
It was interesting.
Yes, that's okay.
Fine.
It's all good. Everyone's allowed their opinion. You're allowed to be one thing or another. And
I only got a couple for saying Messi years ago. Not as many.
Not too bad.
They were spicy though.
They're still there.
They're still there.
It is kind of interesting of how like strong-willed people are towards their goat, I guess. Like they get so passionate about who's like the better person here. It's like a very strong debate.
It is. Yeah. It's very intense.
Yeah. I think this tournament.
My kids actually watched the clip.
Oh, did they?
They're like, it's Ronaldo, Dad. I'm like, listen, you're entitled to your opinion. I'm entitled to mine. I'm going with Messi.
They didn't give you too much of a hard time, or did they?
Oh, no, they always do.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's fine.
They're strong, little boys. They like their Ronaldo.
They love the Ronaldo, and that's great.
Portuguese blood.
They're
Portuguese like, blood. Gotta stay strong towards him.
They really support him, so that's great.
Or were they sad with his team and how they did?
I think they were disappointed, because I think all of us were expecting a bit more from Portugal. We were talking about how that midfield is incredible.
Yeah. Got a great lineup,
but they didn't seem to do much, and it was hard to get service up to Ronaldo. because he can't do much if he doesn't get any service. So it's really tough.
I think that's like one thing too, is like people can say, oh, he should have done more, but like Ronaldo's, I think personally, his playing style nowadays too, like he's in amazing shape, but he's 41 years old. Like you have to give some credit with that.
It's incredible to be 41 and playing at a World
he's
Cup.
Still playing, and with that, he's modified his game, and like he's still excellent in the box. Like he's so good at either drawing defenders in or getting around them, getting a touch on things. But
there were very few balls into the box, and that's what we kept saying. We're like, where are the passes? Where are you gonna send him some balls?
You weren't really setting up that player, and if you're not going to do that, then it's like, okay, midfield needs to change, or why are you playing him? Because he is good at doing that, so utilize his strengths.
Exactly.
And your midfield just was, I don't think they were just performing super great, and whether maybe just team chemistry, I don't know, there's a lot of pressure, like, who knows, maybe they're...
But we're talking about Bruno Fernandes, how he passed, in one game, he passed the ball more backwards than he did. He only had like two passes forward. And that's wild. Sideways
or backwards, and this is like the midfield were supposed to be the most like creative offensive midfielder players, and they were exuding that in their regular club teams, and I don't think that came through. Coaching could be slightly responsible. I don't know.
It's hard to tell.
There's a lot of factors, and it's not easy. I'm not like saying I can do better, but
no, absolutely not.
But no, I think it was for most Portuguese fans a bit of a disappointing performance, and
especially with it being Ronaldo's last World Cup, you think they would have played harder for him, try to service him a bit better.
To the internet, some of them say that's like a difference. Argentina will like play for Messi.
This is true.
Like they do all they can. Like they will like die for him. They'll die so he can get another World Cup.
And he's at what, 8 goals now?
8 goals. I think as of today, Mbappé scored again. So I think he's like one above, and like
no, I think they're tied.
They're tied. Okay, so they're still tied.
Yeah, I think they each have 8 right now.
8 each. It's pretty great.
That's pretty amazing.
Mbappe's doing very well. France is like...
I'm terrified of France when you see them run. It's crazy. Like I wouldn't want to play those guys.
No. Like I was thinking too with like so France played Morocco today, and they beat them 2-0.
Yep.
And like there's like some plays where like one of them too, like Mbappé, for the penalty kick that he got fouled by the defender, but I'm like, that defender, you're either you go in and try to win the ball and maybe you foul him.
Maybe.
Or luckily you get the ball, or you hold back and he just blows by you because
or passes it,
or then
one of the other two.
Passes it to either other striker who's going to do amazing, or he's going to do a quick move and score. Like you're kind of in a lose situation with him.
There's not much you can do in that.
Yeah, like technically he's just so good with everything.
Yeah, and to hit that shot was crazy.
His goal was awesome.
Yeah,
just like
perfect.
Very class.
Yeah.
Like, and you saw that it was quick as well. Like the speed was super high. But no, France is looking very threatening.
And all their shots are like from outside the box a lot of times, or in and around the outside of the box, which is really, what are you going to do with that? It's difficult.
Yeah, like, and the Morocco goalie, and I think is very good. I actually think the Morocco goalie's had a very good tournament, and he like has made some big saves. But at some point, like their precision is so good, like you can't save it all, right?
No, absolutely not.
No.
Yeah, I didn't get to watch most of the game because I was treating patients, but I heard that the goalie for Morocco did the best he could. He made a lot of saves.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, so
saved a PK.
It could have been worse. Way worse.
Could have been worse. And Morocco had, like, I think Morocco did well. They just weren't allowed. I would say like only towards like the last maybe 30-20 minutes did they, I think, do a more offensive push.
Yeah.
Because the first bit of that game, they really were, I don't know if they meant to be sitting back, but they had no offensive chances. So I think at one point it was like 20 shots to 0 for France.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah. So unfortunate. Morocco's a good team, like we were saying.
And they lost Saibari. Is that his name?
Yes, he's out too.
So he was out with a hamstring. He was one of the guys with a hamstring.
Yeah,
again,
and that's
what we talked about.
Same thing. And he's like one of their strong players. So that's another thing with the tournament, and also maybe with more teams this year. There's like more games being played. They get like one more extra knockout.
Is it extra knockout?
Because usually it's 32 instead of 48. So you're playing another game, which can make a difference.
Yeah, I guess so. But I think he got hurt in the group stage, right?
Yeah, maybe not so much. But yeah.
Or was it they played Canada? No, he got injured in Canada at the beginning of Canada. So you're right. It would be the additional game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they had like one before playing France. But no, France is looking really good. Did you have them going all the way prediction? yeah.
So let's talk about that. So yes,
Yeah.
I did say Portugal is the team that I was hoping would win the last episode that we talked about the World Cup. But for our office pool here, I did take France to win the office pool. It's not helping me, so it doesn't really matter.
The office pool is it's heated.
Yes.
It's a heated
because as
pool.
always, Zoe's in first place. She won the Euro pool that we talked about as well, and now we're in the World Cup, and you're in first place.
I still am in first with points, only by 4 points ahead of second.
Yes.
So it's close, but I have Spain as my winner.
Yes.
So
Spain's got to win.
Yeah, like if Spain doesn't win,
so if they lose to Belgium, it's toast.
So tomorrow's game is my pool is on the line.
Yes.
Spain, please win for me.
Yes.
I know you're.
But then you got France.
And then we have France. So
yeah. So it'll be interesting.
It's a tough one. Majority of the pool, I think most of the clinic has a France-Argentina final.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I have. France-Argentina
predictions, and most people's pool at this point are pretty similar.
Yeah, that's why I had to take some risks because I was in third place after the group stage.
Yeah.
So I said, okay, I have to take some risks going through there. So I had Portugal winning, like I said, winning more games than they ended up winning. We both had Senegal.
Yep, we both had Senegal, which was
again, Zoe was big on Senegal the last episode.
And maybe we shouldn't say they're underrated, but just under the radar for most people, right?
Yes.
Like they're a good team. The African teams the African conference.
They did really well.
I think, did exceptional, right?
Yeah.
Like I think a lot of people were very impressed. You got Senegal, Ivory Coast.
Yes.
Egypt did really well. Morocco
has done really well.
Yeah, and then
Cabo Verde.
Cabo Verde did so good.
They did really good. That was an incredible story.
Yeah,
so that was good.
So awesome. So yeah, I had Senegal as like one of those to go through as well.
And they could have done better too, right? They had some struggles in the group stage.
They did,
and so they could have because they went in as a third place team, right? And that was on the goals because they scored so many goals in that final game.
I think that was what it was there. And then, just didn't advance to the next stage. But they did well.
They represented, so that was great.
Yeah, same with like Ivory Coast. Like they did pretty great too. Egypt, oh man, their game against Argentina.
We're not going to talk about that.
Actually, that one's maybe too controversial.
That's a little too controversial.
I don't want to get involved in that.
Yeah.
But no, they did quite well. And Cabo Verde, awesome. The goalkeeper.
Oh, he's phenomenal.
Went viral. Did you hear about that?
Yeah, that was
really crazy.
Good for him.
Yeah, he played so good. I actually think that there's been a lot of goalies that have done exceptional in the tournament. I think goalies have been impressing me most.
The Congo goalie was incredible too.
Yeah, Congo goalie was also so good. Yeah,
they did amazing.
Saving their teams.
Yeah.
They've been doing really well. Morocco goalie.
Yeah, same thing, yeah. Because he kept them in it today.
And then otherwise, were there any other things that we predicted in that we...
What else did we talk about? I think we touched base on a few things.
I think so. Yeah, I think we kind of called all of that, to be honest. We were pretty good with our predictions.
Yeah, our predictions were pretty solid. Yeah. We got a lot of hate for them, but they were pretty solid in the end. With it being, a month and a half before the World Cup. So, yeah.
And then once you go through, see more. But do you feel like France, Argentina is the pretty...
I think that's what it's going to look like, right?
I think so too.
The way it's going, England could surprise us, and
win. Maybe England. I mean, I will say,
England-France final would be
pretty
big.
Pretty big too.
Yeah, there's a big rivalry there.
Norway has been a little bit of a unsuspecting team. I am so here for it though.
Yes.
I'm loving Norway.
Yes. The fans are incredible.
Fans are so good. Holland is hilarious. He's got a great social media presence.
Absolutely.
Holland, maybe he can listen. That would be so cool.
Yeah.
But he's also last game, 2 great goals. He's also up there with Messi and Mbappé.
He's got 7, right?
Yeah, he's got 7.
Yeah, so he's right there. He's doing really good.
Yeah, and I would love for them to beat England. I don't know, because they're just they haven't had as much experience, and I think that does play a factor sometimes.
Because this is the most experienced England team that they've had, right?
Yeah.
So they said they have more caps than they usually have for bringing to a World Cup, so that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but because if Norway upsets, then it could be a Norway-Argentina semi.
Yeah, that would be pretty interesting.
We'll see though. Argentina is obviously super strong. I did say though, my thought for
Do you think they're strong?
Okay, so my one thought,
because they look older. They look a bit slower than they did before.
I don't think they're in their prime.
Yeah. I think the controversial stuff is kind of it's showing because if it wasn't for that the help from the no fouls, it would be a huge difference.
Both games, both of their knockout stage games had some extra help.
Cabo Verde almost beat them.
Yeah, literally almost beat them.
Yeah.
They scored 2 goals against them.
Yeah.
I was saying this early on in the tournament, most people assumed Argentina, France, maybe Spain, Argentina, right? Like
Yeah.
the big names for the finals. And I was going to say, like, I think it will come down to like a defense with Argentina, actually. And I do think like
because they can get opened up.
and I think that these past 2 games showed that they're like, obviously offensively, especially when they turn it on, they're very good.
Fantastic, but they're vulnerable on defense.
Versus like today with France, I didn't really see as much openings against Morocco, but they didn't challenge them as much. But I think defense might come into a huge play for that.
Yeah, because when I talked to a lot of my French patients, they were basically saying their concern was defense for France.
Okay, so
and I just said, listen, when you have that offense, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess like when you're saying that, but I do think defense might, depending on who's in the final, like if it's like, say like a France Argentina, I think that could be the deciding factor. And
absolutely.
I think, Argentina is looking more vulnerable there than people think.
I think so too. Yeah.
Yeah, not to hate on Argentina, but
no, just stating facts.
Stating facts.
Yeah.
They could be better. And I would like a different team to win the final.
Than France or Argentina?
I don't want like Argentina to win again because they just won. Like I'm kind of in that mindset.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, I'm going for Spain. I would like someone new. France has already won too. I know Spain has in the past, but not recently. So that's why
it's been a while since Spain won.
Yeah, so that's why Spain like won the Euro, but I would like Spain to go. So a different team, you know? Yeah. I don't know. France is looking so good.
Yeah, they're looking really good.
But I still will hope for Spain.
Yeah. So hopefully. You never know. We'll find out tomorrow.
I know, literally tomorrow, do or die.
Yeah.
My stress, honestly, so much stress.
So by the time this comes out, we'll find out.
Yes, we will know when this is out. And you can see if I won the pool or not. Because pretty much if Spain win, well, they have to beat France.
They have to beat France, though.
So if they make it to the final.
But do you have enough points even if they make it to... If they make it to the semifinals, don't you have enough points to win it still? Or if France wins the whole thing, then you lose points.
Yeah, I think if France wins all the way, I lose.
So you definitely need France to lose.
Yeah, that's why today too, like a little bit hopeful. Like maybe Morocco will beat them. But
didn't happen.
Didn't happen. It was a tough one.
Yeah, next time.
Next time for sure. Yeah. So one thing I think people were unsure about with this tournament, though, like it's 48 teams, which is a huge jump from the 32, and I think we touched upon that last time. How do you feel like it's been going, though?
I think it's been fantastic. I think a lot of the teams that, like even I thought were going to get blown out at the beginning of the tournament were actually doing really well and hold their own. Like we talked about Cabo Verde, they did quite well. Congo, like lots of the small teams.
I would agree. Yeah. Like I was a little bit hesitant because I thought too, like teams that normally don't get in are going to get like destroyed.
Absolutely.
But I think they all performed really well, honestly. Like I think there's a few games which are to be expected. Like,
but that's in every World Cup. You're going to have those few blowout games like, that get a little strange.
Think about in Brazil when they hosted, Germany beat Brazil, 7-2 in a semifinal? Yeah. And that's like Brazil-Germany, right? So it's not even a matter of a stronger team versus a weaker team.
Anything can happen really in games, right?
Yeah. I was like maybe a little bit like worried about that too because like they say like diluting the pool a bit, right? But I really don't feel like
But I think the energy of the World Cup brings everybody up, right? They want to play for their country. They want to represent, so they really play harder than they normally would.
100%.
And it worked out really well.
And it was great. Like teams that wouldn't have qualified that deserved to be there, got to showcase that opportunity.
Yes.
Cabo Verde is like a prime example.
Yes.
And with that, they played great. Like I think they rose to the occasion.
Yeah.
So I was fine with it. I did hear a rumor that apparently they want to get up to almost 64 teams at one point.
Is it 64?
I don't think for the next, not the next World Cup, but like maybe in 2 or 3 cycles, they want to ultimately get to 64.
That's a lot of teams.
I think that's pushing it a little too far.
Okay. Are they increasing it for the next World Cup?
I think they're thinking about it. I don't know for certain, but I think there's talks of that, which I don't even, what would you go up to?
How do you make the numbers work? That's
you need to go up 1 per, you need to, I guess maybe you add another 3. Then you add 1, can you do 3 to match up? Maybe you add 6?
Well, could you eliminate all the third place teams? There was 8 third place teams?
Yeah.
So I don't know. If you go up 8, another 8?
Yeah, or maybe that's what it is. Yeah, I don't know.
So that's at 56?
Yeah.
And then you would eliminate the third place finishers and only have the
top two
go through? That would be interesting.
That could maybe be okay. Again, as long as you're not getting, I just don't want to see teams get completely destroyed. And part of it is the best of the best, right? So diluting the pool. But again, I was impressed for this one. So I think 64 would be way too much though. Like that's crazy.
64 is a lot of teams.
Yeah, I hope not. But no, it's been really good. And I'm like happy to see more representation.
Absolutely.
And, it's probably great for those countries and their football soccer associations. That's one thing I guess we can go back to Canada. Like there's been, I think, a huge impact probably on Canadian soccer after this whole World Cup.
Absolutely.
From just hosting to doing so well.
Yeah. Like my kids have been playing soccer every day since this started. They just go out to the park. They're like, this is great.
They're loving it, right?
Yeah, they're not watching as much as I thought they were going to. That's been interesting. But I think it's this, that generation. They want to see more highlights and clips on YouTube, that sort of stuff.
They can't, maybe...
They don't focus as much.
Yeah, watch a full 90-minute game.
Yeah, so they definitely come in, they watch a few parts of the game, they'll leave, they'll come back, watch a bit more. Yeah. And so... yeah, it's a little different, but yeah, they're enjoying it and they want to get out there and play, and that's the key thing, right?
Yeah, I think that's huge because, like, I don't think as many, soccer's hard here in Canada. Like, you have a lot of other sports that are kind of more the priority.
Yeah.
More
here, hockey's just the biggest sport, right?
Yeah, hockey. And and that comes with, like, it's like everywhere. It's ingrained in the culture a bit. And, like, you're seeing it, the NHL, Olympics, like, it's all very hyped up. But, like, now I think people are, like, liking it. Yeah. And I've had like a lot of people who like family, friends, etc., who aren't even like, none of their kids play soccer. They didn't play soccer. They don't watch soccer. Right. And because it's been here, they like got into it and they're like, oh, this isn't so bad. Yeah. Like, so I do think it's made a really big impact in a very positive way. Yeah. And hopefully we can get more like better, like training and infrastructure so that more of our players can go. Yeah. Play in those leagues to get better as a national squad, then to build up our national program.
Absolutely.
Like build up
because we have the potential. Like I think we have like a lot of players, a lot of international players, a lot of people from different places that love soccer, football, and want to play.
And maybe you'll bring more attention to the MLS, so then you draw better talent there, which also will help because that's a big thing too. Is like we kind of ship off a lot of our homegrown talent to Europe or. I think maybe even South America, like those leagues.
Now I came across something like a video about the US that they talk about how it's kind of, the system there isn't working. I don't know, like maybe if it doesn't work here, because here, I guess in Europe, if you develop a player in your early club and they end up going to become a professional, there's money that gets sent back to the original club for developing the player. Oh. So I guess that's the way the system works. I could be wrong, but that's what I heard. Okay. And so I don't know if we do that here in Canada, like if, say Alphonso Davies as he went through, if the money comes back. But I guess according to the video that I saw, they're saying that the money ends up going to the MLS and that kind of ends there. It doesn't go back to the club to help feed the system there and develop players. Oh. So I don't know. Do you know anything about that here in Canada?
No, I've not heard about that. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if that's correct.
Yeah, because I think the funding is a big issue here, right? Because like we know that outside of hockey, most other sports don't get as much funding. No. And so that really impacts how you can train, how you can get coaching, building those areas up. Even healthcare for us, like, we're pretty limited in what we can contribute and the amount of doctors they have. Yeah. Because I know my friends that are with the USA Olympic team, like there's so many of them. They have doctors, physios, massage therapy,
AT
like everything. Like they're pretty stacked all the way across.
Versus here, like not so much.
Here, not so much, yeah.
Yeah, and that definitely could play a big factor into things because you're like, you need to develop the youth to get them there. Like,
and you need all these things to support them to do that.
You need to kind of like, it makes sense to fund starting point A versus just starting point B. Yeah. And like, I think there isn't the more higher level training process. Like that's changed a lot since like I was playing right at that age. And like, there's been a lot of growth with that and like way more opportunities, but like, it was really hard before, I think, to really kind of get looked at and to be,
unless you were like super outstanding and
and like to be seen, because I don't think there were like maybe academies or training spots that they were looking at too. So it's a whole cycle. But I think now there'd be more for sure.
Yeah. So if they can get that funding, that would be great. And they kind of trickle down and develop more players, continue to grow the game in the country.
And then I know I was seeing too another thing, just like comparative of like European development versus like your North American players. Yep. And like a big difference is like creativity on the ball. So it's a little more tactical, but like we like especially they compare more to American sports is like youth sport is a lot more focused on outcomes and winning and very driven by parents wanting that versus like developing.
Well, they also talked about that in the club system, right?
Yeah.
Like the pay-to-play system that they have.
Okay, same thing. And like it's very like, results oriented.
So you're not really developing the skilled players and you're only developing like the strong, fast players, but they may not be as skilled as the people in Europe and other places.
And like I remember this too, is like your young 14-year-old who's just happens to be physically a bit more ahead than their peers got way more attention.
Yes.
But that player didn't necessarily translate to being a better technical or even a better player than someone who took longer to develop.
Absolutely.
And they focus on that versus like your like love of the sport and just like enjoying it. And then also I guess it's like not being fearful of making mistakes, right? Like right now it's like how many like, okay, you have this pass is completed and this is done, but like you need to learn from failure too, but they don't really allow that environment to feel okay with failure, which I think in Europe they do a bit more. So it's also like, money coming back in, but also then the mindset towards how we approach youth sports and like hyper focus on like early specialization is shown not to be good as well.
We know that.
Yeah, and we know that too. And it does help to, play different ones because they teach you different techniques and stuff.
Because you played how many sports growing up?
Yeah, I kind of played like most of them. So like really young.
Baseball.
Yeah, baseball. I did soccer, field hockey, basketball too.
Yeah.
I mean, I dabbled in tennis for a little bit. Yeah. Like, there's
so did a bit of everything.
Yeah, and like I found baseball actually really helped because of like tracking a ball,
absolutely.
Like a pop fly is like the same as tracking a header. So I was really good at heading the ball. Also, baseball taught slide tackling.
Yeah.
Because no one really slid, but you learn in baseball at a young age. So that was another thing. So I was very good at heading and I was very good at slide tackling, which now they incorporate more, but that was rare back then.
That's like football. The quarterbacks that are really good at sliding all play baseball.
Yeah. So same thing there.
Sense.
Yeah. So it is like, that's why I actually like, and then you like enjoy what you're doing, like just play to have fun. Don't be so focused on results.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're not going to.
That's what I tell my kids. I'm like, I don't care if you guys win or lose. I just like if you're having fun, you're happy with your performance. That's all that really matters. And
usually, being happy with your performance means you've like done your best. Yeah,
exactly.
And like you're putting your best effort out there, which is good because they'll stay playing longer too if they actually enjoy
hopefully.
it. And I feel like they sound like they like they're the sports that they're in. Like
they're in there. They're competitive for sure.
Yeah, and they enjoy it and keep up with it because they're busy.
Like their dad. So.
Need a little bit of that.
Yeah.
We're all competitive a little bit too.
Exactly.
But overall, I think the tournament actually has gone, all things considered, pretty well.
Yeah.
I know some people, there's always hiccups with some stuff and like people's opinions with like maybe some reffing and some rules.
Yes. So let's get into the VAR stuff then.
Yeah.
Because that was pretty interesting. Like, what do you think of the VAR?
So I've always from an early, like before this tournament, I wasn't the biggest fan of its introduction.
Yeah.
However, I do think there's a lot more good with it than there is bad.
Yeah.
But the bad is more noisy, if that makes sense.
Yeah. It makes sense for sure.
Yeah. And my opinion on it is like, I think they just need to fine tune some of the rules regarding the use of VAR, like when to use it, when not to use it, when it's the referee's discretion. And
because I actually like it. I think it's pretty good.
Yeah. For a lot of things it is, 100%.
For a game where basically like it's like one goal wins the game, you want to make sure you get this stuff right.
Yeah.
Yeah. If it's like basketball where, you're getting so many baskets and, you can let things go back and forth, it's a little different. But for soccer, like everything counts in that. So you really want to get it right. And I think they do a pretty good job. Some of it does take too long. Yeah. So they should be able to speed that up, hopefully.
Speed up. And then, just like I think too, where everyone as viewers are still learning, like we don't know the fine details of all the VAR processes. But yeah, as long as though it's like, I think the beauty of soccer is that there is imperfection.
Yes.
And a lot of big memorable moments in soccer come from the imperfection. Yeah. Maradona's hand of God. Like a lot of big games and stuff come from that. And that's kind of what is great about it. But we don't want it to be like, I'm not saying take away all imperfection.
Yes.
But we need to be a little better with it too, if that makes sense. So I don't want VAR to be overtaking everything because there needs that human aspect and there's mistakes and that's part of sport. But I think they can like trim it and fine tune it.
Because the only interesting one for me is that the offside.
Yeah, I
Because
don't
it's like a toenail gives you
I don't
offside.
like the offside rule right now. The
So
offside
they need to
change.
fix that.
Yeah, offside sucks right now.
Yeah.
Because they used to have like right now it's
Because you were telling me it was different before.
Yes, so this is like a newer offside
Kind of
way
rule.
about it. Like it's like any body part in line with the last defender, it's offside.
Yeah.
Before it used to be you had to be full body passed.
Yes.
Which to me, I think
That's more, but then what's a full body?
like yeah, and they had to define that, but like
Yeah.
it would be like as long as if my last like foot by foot.
Yes.
So like I had to be fully past you for it to
Before.
be considered an offside. Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
But this is like too small.
Oh, yeah. Because some of the goals that were scored after an offside were
Yeah.
really good, and it's like the guy's toe was over the
Yeah.
line.
And you can go down the rabbit hole with like conspiracy theories about the
Yes.
avatars and that. Like
Yeah, because could it be shifting? You don't know. Like
it's done.
lines. Yeah.
Yeah, the line's there, but the avatar and like what we see, because
On
sometimes
television
you
is-
look, you're like,
Yeah.
but like if that's the other thing. If you're using technology, we have to have faith the technology is being done properly. But
Yes.
I do think this like one like my hair, like
Yeah.
pinky over the line is too extreme. They should change it, and
They should get it better.
And then the other thing they did say, I read about this, is I believe it's in the English Premier League, so the EPL, they have the same rule,
yes.
but they accommodate, so
There's like a margin of error.
a
right?
margin of error,
Yeah.
but World Cup FIFA is not using the margin of error.
And
and
why
the
is that? Do you know?
I don't know why they did that. So
Yeah.
that margin of
Because
error,
that makes sense to have a margin of error. Be like, okay,
Yeah.
if it's like the toe, because there was I forget what goal that was, but there was
wasn't
like a
it
toe.
Colombia?
Yeah,
Colombia
versus Portugal. Yeah, because I was at that game.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh, not at the game, but I was at the FIFA Fan Fest
Yeah,
for
you
that
were at
one.
the fan festival for that.
Yeah, and that was like, wow, there were so many people there, and everybody was so angry, and we were all in our Portugal
You
gear,
were like,
and it was all Colombians. Like I didn't realize there was that many Colombians in Vancouver, but
Vancouver's a big Colombian community. We found out. Yeah.
it's really big. So yeah, it was interesting that it was just. I was like, that had to be a goal.
Yeah.
Like I was like,
It looked
even as a Portugal supporter, I was like,
Yeah.
that's a goal.
Yeah, so they have the EPL has the margin of error, which I believe is like the thickness of the line they use, which is 5 centimeters, which
Okay.
is like a toe. Like
Which would make sense for that goal.
Yeah.
That would have saved that.
so I think like maybe that's the
Something they can
if
incorporate.
they don't want to do that full body thing, then
Yeah.
do that. Simple.
That makes sense.
I think that people will accept that a lot more. But yeah,
Yeah.
the offsides, I hate it. I'm like so over it right now because it's just like,
It took me forever to figure out
And-
the offsides anyway.
and some people like, and you're looking at these like strikers who like know how to time their runs,
Yes.
know how to play the last line. And even they're like really like, and
Yeah.
then they look at the VAR.
Because I think even Ronaldo in one game had one that was like,
it was his shoulder. Like
You're
it's
like-
just, he was too lean forward in his sprint. Like
Yeah.
if he was more upright
if he,
sprinting.
he would have been fine. If he ran this way, he'd
Yeah.
be fine. But leaning
I
forward, you're
know.
like, it doesn't make sense.
And then I guess the other big controversial moment was the Croatia, also Portugal game.
Yes, there was a lot of controversy.
I know, Portugal.
Was that the one off the head?
Yeah,
Yeah.
the chip.
But
we were watching it here.
Yeah,
Remember,
but
we
that
were
makes
here.
sense, that rule, right?
People,
It was called correctly,
I like to me,
according to the rules.
if the sensor in the ball is correct that they picked up a touch, that's the rule. It's fine.
But a lot of people were saying was it the touch on the guy's head, the Portuguese guy's head, and not because there would technically be 2 touches, right?
Yeah.
So there was only 1 touch. So that's what got controversial.
Yeah.
But to me, it looked like the Croatian player touched it with its
ball.
head.
Yeah.
My understanding is if the defending player doesn't actually like, I don't know how to say it, like advance the ball or have possession of the ball,
Mhm.
it's just considered like a graze.
Yep.
And then the other guy's still
Yeah.
offside because
If-
of that. He's not controlling the ball.
No.
It's literally just he ducked, it hit him in the head.
Yeah.
So it's not like live at that
No,
point.
the rules for it are like that's why they
Pretty
called it
straightforward.
like it's pretty straightforward there. So I'm with that. Like
Yeah.
like really sucky for
Croatia.
and like it sucks. But like that's there. We have those. They embedded this technology for the sensor thing.
Yes.
So like that one again, you have if you're gonna use the technology, we have to just accept it. And
Yeah.
I do think it's pretty accurate. I'm
Yeah.
not like I wasn't feeling too weird about that one.
That was pretty straightforward.
Yeah. Otherwise, it's fine. And then,
Yeah.
I guess like the red card removal for USA. That was another one I didn't like, but that's a whole other thing. A rule's a rule. That's all I got to say. But I know there's exceptions. So
Yeah, but since then, was it France that asked to get their red card removed and
Mhm.
England, and both were denied.
Yeah.
But yeah, what are you going to do?
I know. Yeah.
I'm not going to say much on that.
I know. There's other things.
We're
but-
Canadian, so we're going to be
We're
nice.
glad.
We're going to be nice.
Just again, a rule's a rule. That's all I got to say.
Yeah.
But, and in the end, it didn't change the outcome.
It wouldn't have changed the outcome.
Yeah. Like if he was,
it could have been worse. That's pretty much it.
And if anything, I think it just gave Belgium like a better motivation to be like,
yes,
screw you guys, like we're gonna play as hard as we can now,
Yeah.
and they outshone them. So
and yeah, they were the better team for
Yeah.
sure.
and it's nothing against USA and their players. It was just other
No.
people involved. Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting.
But otherwise, it's been a good tournament.
It's been great. Yeah.
I think a lot of, like any tournament, lots of controversy, lots of
Yeah.
exciting points.
And that's what makes it exciting too, right? The
Mhm.
controversy makes it
Yeah,
fun to
and
watch and exciting.
There's been some awesome games. I'm very happy. We predicted things very well, so that's
Yeah.
great. I'm excited for the last couple. What do we got? We got end of quarters, semis, and finals.
Yeah.
So
We'll see how it goes.
and hopefully not too many injuries. Knock on wood.
No, not too many more.
Not too many more. No injuries, hopefully, and just some good football. And go Spain. Spain.
I'm gonna go France.
Yeah. Go Spain.
All right. Well, thanks for watching this episode. Hopefully, it was a nice recap of what's happened so far in the World Cup. Yeah.
Discuss a little bit of the injuries and
Yeah.
just say our predictions and see where we go.
Where we go from there.
Yeah.
All right. So thanks for joining us. This is BodyPlus. No more. Move
better.
better.